一般讲座大家很多人 register， 但是呢，就是实际上来的时候呢，可能会晚一点或者怎么样的。但是我们一般来讲都是尽量的准时开始哈。现在2:02，那我们现在呢就开始之后反正我们会有录像，我们会一般是把这个讲座的录像都会放到Areteem 的 YouTube channel， 所以之后的话呢，假如有朋友有兴趣之后没有赶上这个现场的，那之后想听一听的话呢，那可以到 Areteem， 就是在 Google 上面搜索这个 Areteem 的 YouTube channel， 里面其实有很多很多的讲座，很多非常好的信息，值得大家看，值得大家甚至有的信息值得反复看。那今天的话呢，我们是讨论这个 effective communication， 就怎么样有效的沟通，这种跟人能够跟其他的人，各种专业人士也好，或者是同学、老师什么各种各样，就是你周围的人怎么样能够进行这个有效的沟通。那 Areteam 呢，这是我们的 slogan 哈，我们不只是 We don't just teach STEM courses， 我们不只是教授这个数学呀、科学、工程、技术这种方面的课程，我们主要的 focus 在于 develop STEM people， 就是帮助人，就是帮助怎么样成为一个成功的有效的这个在 STEM 领域的这样子的人才。所以 we develop people， 这个是我们的重点。那这个既然说 develop people 的话呢，那一个重要的非常重要的方面就是怎么样 effectively communicate with people。那提起来说这个沟通哈，这 communication 啊，什么这种communication skill 啊，沟通技巧、沟通这些方面呢，很多人马上想到的是 speech and debate。实际上呢 speech 这个 debate 可以是代表一个方面的沟通吧，但实际上呢，更重要的或者是更多的机会，你能够利用你的这个 communication skill 的呢，还是不同于这个你 give 一个 speech， 或者是你跟别人去参与什么 debate， 而是说你在平时的各种各样的机会当中。比如说你参加一个 party， 参加一个 conference， 参加一个任何一个 meeting， 一个聚会，这样的话你怎么样能够有效的跟别人沟通，跟别人能够 connect。那这个技巧呢非常非常重要，就是对于你非正式的，就是说能够建立或者是扩大你的这种 network， 或者是呢那正式的一些场合呢，比如说你是去参加面试。工作面试也好，入学面试，像现在大学很多著名学校、著名的大学也是有这个面试的环节。那再一个就是，比如说参加这些竞赛，一些科学竞赛呀，一些科学 fair 什么的，还是需要跟人沟通，跟这个参加这个所谓的面试。那很多人是说面试就感觉是说去考试，实际上呢，在这个面试的过程中，你怎么能够有效的跟人 connect， 跟那个面试官也好，跟这个就是说公司的负责人能够跟他 connect， 然后能够 relate to people， 这个 skill 呢，实际上是非常非常重要的。很多面试的时候。很多人面试最后不成功的，并不是因为他的这个 technical 他的知识不够，而是说他跟人家没有感觉他是可以 join the team， become part of the team， become 的这个 team player。那这个对于中学生来讲呢，那比如参加这个科学竞赛，我这个周末发生的事情哈，这个周末我们有一个学生是在中国的一个学生，那他参加中国的全国青少年科技创新大赛，那一个非常重要的环节就是跟专家组进行面试。一共10分钟，每个学生有10分钟，那3分钟呢他自己 give speech， 讲一讲说他自己都做了些什么，那7分钟呢主要是回答这些专家的这些提问，相当于答辩会。所以呢在这种场合的话呢，那我们今天谈到的这些 communication skill 就更重要，更能够 更能够 effectively。 当然我们good news 就说我们那个学生这个周末发生的事情，他赢得了江苏省的这个科技大赛的1等奖，然后接下来又参加全国比赛的这个面试。所以呢这个 今天我们提到这种communication skill 还是非常非常重要的。那我今天呢非常高兴 invite 一个非常优秀的学生，Eric Lee。Eric Lee 呢，他我来介绍一下。Eric Lee 哈，那今天当然我们是讲这个 Toastmaster， 讲他的 experience with Toastmaster。实际上 Eric Lee 呢，他参加很多各种各样的这种课外活动 ，chess 也是play 到很高的程度，taekwondo 这个black belt 哈，这个我不太懂啊，我记得还说 double black belt 还是什么的，日后有机会可以让 Eric 介绍一下他这个 taekwondo 的这些经验。Anyway， 就说他非常优秀、非常全面发展的一个学生。那他呢，今天就给我们介绍一下这个 Toastmaster 是怎么回事儿。好，那个一会儿再说哈。那现在的话呢，Eric， 你可不可以 share 你的 screen？ All right, I can see it now.
The slideshow.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to Toastmasters today. And these are the topics I'm going to be talking about today. So first I will say what Toastmasters is, then I will say some benefits about Toastmasters, and then explain the roles of each person in a meeting and how Toastmaster meetings go like. And then finally, I'll show you how you can join a Toastmasters club. So first, some of you might be wondering why it is called Toastmasters. And the reason is that a Toastmaster was a popular term that referred to a person who gave toasts at banquets and other occasions. And the goals of Toastmasters was for people to learn how to speak. And now I'm going to answer the question, what is Toastmasters? And Toastmasters is a club that teaches public speaking and leadership skills. And Toastmasters is also a worldwide nonprofit educational organization and also a network of over 352,000 memberships in more than 16,400 clubs in 141 countries. And the goal of Toastmasters is to make the members become more effective speakers and leaders. And Toastmasters also gives dynamic, high value, and very good communication and leadership skills development to its members. And now, after I got you all interested in joining Toastmasters, I'm going to tell you some of the benefits of Toastmasters. And there are many benefits to be in Toastmasters. And the first one is Toastmasters can help stop stage fright. And it is one of the biggest advantages of joining a Toastmasters club because it can significantly reduce any fears around public speaking. And you can do this by presenting speeches repeatedly during Toastmasters. And after a few meetings of Toastmasters, speaking will feel very much easier and you won't get a lot of anxiety anymore from speaking. And an example of this is when I first joined Toastmasters, I did not like to speak at all. And every time I spoke, I was very scared and had like stage fright. But now after I'm in Toastmasters, I can speak a lot more and a lot confidently because I practiced a lot more in Toastmasters. And next, Toastmasters can also build confidence. Confidence is critical in giving a good presentation. Without confidence, you'll make your audience uncomfortable by appearing nervous and unsettled. And you also won't be able to focus on getting an excellent speech because you'll just be focused on how nervous you are. So attending Toastmasters meetings and rehearsing your presentation or speech more frequently will give you the confidence in your abilities, and also you won't feel nervous anymore. And next is improving leadership skills. And Toastmaster improves leadership skills because Toastmasters also allows presenters to take on various leadership roles within the club, so you can practice leading the club in a very low stakes environment. For example, in my club, there is a president and a vice president that lead the club for a 4-month term. and then another president and vice president leads the club. So everyone can practice their leadership skills, and it's also a very low stakes environment because if you mess up, then nothing bad really happens and you can just learn from your mistakes. Next, Toastmasters can improve your improvisational skills because in Toastmasters, there's a section of the meeting called table topics, which I'll explain later. But in table topics, a general overview is you answer a question in a short 1 to 2 minute speech with only a few seconds to prepare your speech. So this will improve your improvisational skills because you will practice a lot in Toastmasters, and they are also important because you can't necessarily prepare a speech whenever you want, because sometimes you have to answer questions in interviews or during school, and you probably didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this. And practicing this in Toastmasters will make you answer the questions better. And finally, the last benefit I'm going to talk about is practicing writing and preparing your speeches. In Toastmasters, you have to give speeches. So in order to do so, you have to write a speech and prepare your speech. And when I first started Toastmasters, I wrote and prepared my speech for a very long time because I didn't really know what to do. But now I can write and prepare a speech a lot faster because I know what to do and I practiced how to do it for a very long time. So next, I'm going to talk about the Toastmaster roles you can get during a meeting. And I split up the roles onto 3 slides, and each slide is a different section of the meeting. The first slide is the speaking section of the meeting. And then the next slide is the table topic section. And the last slide is the evaluation section of the meeting. So the first role, the Toastmaster. The Toastmaster runs the entire meeting, and the Toastmaster introduces the speaker and passes the control of the meeting to the various people who have the different roles of the meeting to make sure that the meeting goes on smoothly. And another job that the Toastmaster has is to choose the topic or theme of the meeting, and the Toastmaster can choose anything as the topic or theme. Next is the invocator. And the invocator introduces the theme of the meeting and also creates a short speech about the theme. And to create those slides, you can just research the theme by searching it on Google or using other resources used to research. And next is the newsmaster. And the newsmaster talks about the news that happened during the past 2 weeks. And the newsmaster can talk about any topic as long as it was from the past 2 weeks. So you can choose any specific news to focus on. So if you like tech news, you can just find tech news from the past 2 weeks and present it in your speech. And next is the speaker, and the speaker creates a speech on whatever the speaker wants to talk about. And now, does anyone have any questions for the slides that I presented so far?
大家如果有问题的话呢，可以把那个问题打在 chat window 或者打到 Q&A window， 这样的话呢，我们就随时我会来 monitor 这些问题，然后随时的话呢，请 Eric 来回答。那现在的话呢，我们so far so good， 现在没有any question, no question in the chat window or the Q&A, so you may proceed.
Yep. So after that is the table topic master, and the job of the table topic master is to run the table topic section of the meeting. So the table topic master has to create questions for the table topic speakers and also introduce the table topic speakers. Next is the table topic speaker, and they answer a question given to them by the table topic master. And the goal of this is to answer the question within the time limit, which is around 1 to 2 minutes. And you're basically giving a small speech, but you're not preparing for it. And next is the joke master, who gives jokes to the audience to make the meeting more fun. And the joke master can find jokes online or create their own jokes. And next is the last section of the meeting, and it's run by the general evaluator. And the general evaluator introduces the evaluators, grammarian, counter, and the timer to give their evaluations and reports. At the end of the meeting, the general evaluator also gives a general evaluation of the meeting. And the next role is the grammarian. And the grammarian finds a word related to the theme of the meeting, and it's called the word of the day. And the person should also say the definition of the word and an example sentence when they tell everyone the word of the day. And the audience should try to use this word during the meeting, and the grammarian records how many times each person said the word of the day and gives the report during the evaluation section of the meeting. The ah counter counts the ahs and ums each person says during the meeting and also gives the report during the evaluation section of the meeting. And this is important because you don't want too many ahs and ums during your speech, since that would make your speech bad. And finally, the last role is the timer, and the timer times each person during the meeting and gives the report during the evaluation section of the meeting also. And it is important that you're within the time limit, because if you're under the time limit, then you didn't include enough things to talk about in your speech. And if you're over the time limit, then you included too many things to talk about. And this next slide is a picture that summarizes everything I said about the Toastmaster roles. And the Toastmaster introduces the speaker as shown on the top right. And the purple is the table topics section, where you have the table topic master on the top left and the table topic speaker next to it. And then after that, you have the evaluation segment of the meeting, which is labeled in the green. And the one thing about this picture is that we don't have a table topic evaluator in my club, but there could be table topic evaluators in other clubs. But in my club, we don't have a table topic evaluator because we just think the meeting would just go on too long, and it's not necessary to evaluate the table topic speech. So does anyone have any questions about this right now?
I have a quick comment. So 这里面的这些角色呢，我自己印象最深的呢，就是这个 R counter。你看我这是我自己已经给过很多次这个 webinar webinar seminar， 然后给 a lot of speeches and teach classes and all that。但我是有时候还是会用啊，还是会用啊，或者来过渡。那我注意到呢，像 Eric 他就没有啊，他就基本上他的整个 speech so far 都没有用过啊，所以这个还是一个非常有效的训练。
Yep, and next is an overview about how the Toastmaster meetings go. And first is the president, and the president, as I said before, is like a leadership role in my club. And usually the president starts off the meeting, and then after that, the Toastmaster introduces the meeting, and the Toastmaster introduces the meeting by saying stuff like why he chose the topic or theme of the meeting and just stuff like that. And then after that, the Toastmaster introduces each of the speakers, and the speakers each give their speeches. And then after that, the Toastmaster gives the control of the meeting to the table topic master, and the table topic master runs the table topic segment of the meeting and just gives the questions for each of the table topic speakers. And then after all that's finished, the general evaluator gets the control of the meeting, and the general evaluator introduces the evaluators who give evaluations on each of the speakers. And then the evaluator also introduces the roles I said before, the timer, the ah counter, and the grammarian. And then after all that's finished, the general evaluator gives their overall evaluation of the meeting, and then the Toastmaster also does the same thing, and the president might give some comments about the meeting also, and then the president ends the meeting. And in my club, the meeting is around 1 hour, but other clubs might be different, but usually the meetings go from like 1 hour-ish, sometimes 1 to 2 hours, because if you go over that, then you might get tired, so they don't really do that. And so next, I'm going to show you some examples of Toastmaster meetings. And I found these video clips on YouTube. and they give you a general overview of how some portions of the Toastmaster meetings go. And if you want to know how Toastmasters goes more, then you can just join a Toastmasters club, and then you'll figure out how Toastmasters works for yourself. And so this first video clip is the Grammarian, and the Grammarian is going to introduce the word of the day for the club. Wait, I think I have to share sound first. So let me just quickly.
Yeah, we can hear it. I heard
really?
claps. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So now.
Yeah, no problem.
So the word I chose today is mellifluous. I don't know if any of you heard of it, but what inspired me to choose this word today, I was listening to some really nice classical music, and I thought it sounded so lovely. And the definition to this is a pleasant flowing or soothing sound, sweetened with or as if with honey. And so this word is usually associated with sound or someone's voice. And it comes from the Latin word mel, which means honey, and fleur, to flow. And the example I have is, the mellifluous sound of the clarinet lulled me into a state of relaxation. So it can be used to describe, it's usually used to describe a musical instrument, or as I.
Yep, so as you could see, the Grammarian just gave a general explanation about the word and also introduced the word by saying why she chose the word. And I think there's a question in the chat, so I'm just going to answer it. And the question is, in one meeting, does every person have the chance to give the speech, or does one person give the speech and others give feedbacks? And for my club, I'm pretty sure other clubs do the same. Usually there's like 3 to 5 speeches, and then there are 3 to 5 people who give a speech. And then if you have 3 speeches, then you also have 3 evaluators, and each evaluator evaluates each speaker. And then if you have 4, then 4 speakers, then you also have 4 evaluators. So that's the answer to your question.
正式的 speech 就是说会有就是说指定的几个人讲，几个人 evaluate， 但是在这整个过程中其他的环节每个人都是有机会参与的，对吧？并不是说大家大部分人坐在那儿看别人讲，看别人讨论，每个人都是有机会参与进来这个整个的这个 process。
Yep. And so next I'm going to show you the Toastmaster role. And so the first clip is him introducing a speaker. And then the second clip is what happens after the speech ends.
I'd like to bring Tony up to the podium for his speech.
I make FRB better by being the on-base.
So this is the first clip, and as you can see, the Toastmaster introduces the speaker, and then everyone claps for the speaker. And in Toastmasters, you have clapping a lot, and so you clap at the beginning and then at the end of the speech. I think the second video clip shows it. You also clap after the speaker finishes. And in our club, we don't have clapping anymore since it's all online now. So, but in in-person clubs, you have stuff like that. And this is the next clip.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Let's give Tony an extra round of applause, not just to give him time to get dressed, but for stepping up literally at the last minute.
And that's the second clip, and that's how the Toastmaster acts for introducing and the speaker and after the speech ends. So next is the evaluation segment of the meeting. So the first clip is the general evaluator introducing the timer and the timer giving their report. And then the second clip is the Grammarian giving their report. And the third clip is the counter giving their report. So here is the first clip.
Alyssa has already done that. And we'll also give folks that helped with some other pieces like Jawa, Stephanie, and Sharon to talk about, to go over their pieces. So Jawa, can you quickly do the timer report, please?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think most of them, they were all within the time limit, except Tony, but I can understand because it was not a prepared speech. He prepared at the last minute. Okay, so he went overboard by, instead of 6 minutes, he took 9 minutes. So that's rest of the folks like Stephanie, she took 1 minute 31 seconds. Matt took 1 minute 20 seconds. Alicia, she took 2 minutes 56 seconds. Luching, anyway, I don't need to worry about your time. So when it comes to table topics, Christine.
Yep, so that's the first clip. And the timer just listed how long each person spoke and stuff like that. And next is the Grammarian.
And our Grammarian, Stephanie, do you want to report on usage of your word today?
Yeah, sure. So the word mellifluous was used 4 times today. Tony used it the most. He used it 2 times. Alyssa used it once, and Alina used it once as well, which you know I was pretty happy about because it's a hard word to use, especially if.
And so that's the second report, and then next, the last one is the counter report.
And Sharon, do you want to share our counter report?
Yeah. Looks like we, especially me, are guilty of the ums and the ahs most. And if you wanted to see the rest of it details, I'll leave it up on.
Yep, and that's the counter report. And at the end, the counter report was just saying that you'd leave the report on the podium in the front of the meeting. And next are some more clips. This is the last clip, and this is the general evaluator giving an evaluation of the meeting.
So I really enjoyed today's meeting. I think there was a really good energy. I think it helped that we kind of did something different with table topics. So it was just nice to mix it up and try something.
And yep, so that's the general evaluation. There's a bit more to it, but I don't think we need to see like the whole meeting. I guess if you want, you can see the whole meeting. It's on YouTube. You can search Toastmasters meeting and you can see it's one of the first ones that show up. It's like a 50-something minute video. So if you want to see this entire video, you can just go on YouTube and watch it. And next is how to join Toastmasters Club. And you can do the first method, but the problem with the first method is that the clubs you find are only for 18 and over, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyways. So you first go to the link over here, the Toastmasters Find a Club link. And then after that, you type in the address to find a club near you. And then after you do this, you can find a list of clubs near you, and the list of clubs should show up. And then after that, you can choose a club that interests you. And then finally, you can visit the club or contact the club with the contact information shown. So you just go to this link. So there's a address you can put in. So you can just put in a random address. And then after that, you should have a list. You have search options too, with meeting days or when you should go. And then also the radius, how far you want the Toastmaster Club to be. And then you have a whole list of clubs that are near you. And then you can just choose a club and they have their contact information and stuff like that on their website. And the next section, the next method is that you can just go to a club with someone you know. And this is a easier way of joining Toastmasters because you can go to the club with someone you know, such as your friend or classmate. And I joined Toastmasters through the second method or through a friend. And so it's pretty easy, and you can just ask your friend, can I join in? They'll probably say yes. There might be some paperwork you have to fill. I'm not really sure about that, but that's basically it. And if you don't know anyone who is in a Toastmasters club, or you can't find a Toastmasters club, then you can start your own club. So for people under 18, it's technically not called a Toastmasters club. It's actually called a Toastmasters Gavel club. And this is a difference because, yeah, so someone just asked the question, there should be Toastmaster for young people. And so that's the distinction. There's a Toastmasters Gavel club. And that is what you should join, since everyone attending this meeting is probably under 18. So you can just go onto this link. It's Toastmasters membership, how to start a new club. And the forms and email listed on the site are like the stuff that you need to find the club. So you have the email right here, which is newclubs@toastmasters.org. And you also have the requirements you need to form a Toastmasters club and the rules you have to start a Toastmasters club. And then you also have all these forms that you can fill out. I'm not really sure about the registration process, but it should all be here on the website. And if you have any questions, you can just ask this newclubs@toastmasters.org.
Right.
So does anyone have any questions? No?
这个 Toastmaster 的好处呢，就是说它里边的人呢，就并不是说那些想要非要是打算参加 speech and debate 想要赢什么的人，而是都是非常草根、非常 grassroots 的 everyday people like ourselves. Join the club 大家就是都是差不多的起点，都是只是想提高自己的这种沟通能力，这种 communication skills. 所以的话呢，就说 don't be scared to join. Just find a club. Even 就是 even for young people that you feel like those are adults clubs. 但是呢，你最起码 join one and watch one complete session, get the idea. 这样的话呢，你在自己 start club and gather a few friends to start a club. 这样的话你就更 confident, 更知道怎么样 follow the procedure and make an effective meeting. So Eric, 你觉得几个人 start a club 比较好？ Because initially I don't have 10 friends, I don't have 15 people. How many people are okay to start a club?
Well, I think 5 might be okay to start a club, but if you have 5 people, then the meetings will be a lot shorter than 1 hour-ish. It'll probably be like 30 to 45 minutes.
Right.
But you can still have all the meetings and roles. Just one thing is you'll also have less speakers, because you also need, each speaker needs an evaluator. And if you have 5 people, then you eventually would have some overlap between speakers and evaluators. So you just have to make sure that you don't overlap that.
Can you go back to your screen with the different roles? Maybe we can point out which roles are more important than others. Here, the graphic, the one with the graphic.
Oh yeah.
Here, this one. So which one will be more important? If I have 5 people, which ones we should start with?
You should first assign the prepared speaker role. Like you should first assign the speaker roles. And after that, you should also find the table topic master too, because the table topic master can also be a table topic speaker. So that's another role. And then after that, you can just fill in the other important roles. So the next important roles you should fill out are the Toastmaster and the general evaluators and stuff like that, because those are all the next most important roles. And then you can just assign roles to the other people and they can just fill them out because it's pretty easy.
而且每个人可以有 different role 是吧？假如我们这个 on this picture there's 10 different roles. Now if we have 5 people, maybe everybody carry 2 roles. Would that work?
Yeah, I mean, there are like 10 roles on this picture, but like there might be like 3 table topic speakers. So that's like an additional 3, maybe 3 speakers. That's an additional 3, and then 3 evaluators. So it's not necessarily 10, but each person can have more than 1 role.
Yeah, definitely. So that makes it easier to start with a smaller group. 然后这里有2个 question 哈，一个是说 how often are Toastmaster meetings? How many times each week?
So that varies. That's the answer is different for each Toastmaster club, but in my Toastmaster club, we meet every other week. So we meet once every 2 weeks, but if you want to start a Toastmasters club, you can do it as once a week. But I feel like if you do it 2 times a week, that's a bit pushing it. Because if you do it 2 times a week, then you're basically only giving your speakers like 1 or 2 days to prepare for their speech. And that's the main thing about the spacing between Toastmasters is like how much time you give the people to prepare their role and stuff like that.
Right. 实际上就是说这个全美还是有很多，全美甚至全球有很多这种 club。这种 club 呢，就是我年轻的时候参加过一段哈，就是在 local 的话，你就像刚才 Eric show 大家，你 type in 你的 zip code， 你可以find out 这个 local 有5 miles 有几个 ，10 miles 有多少个，然后25 miles 有多少个，然后每个呢它都会有自己的不同的特点，然后那上面都有注明说是哪天 meeting， 然后一般参加的人都是什么样的人，都挺清楚的，而且的话呢。这个 meeting 各个 club 都可以自己定，可以 once a week 可能比较 typical， 但是有的就像 Eric 的 club 也是 every other week， 也就是说2个礼拜一次，那有的呢就是1个月一次，甚至于，总之呢就是说它这个呢没有很 pushing， 没有说我们一定要meet多久，然后多长时间内到什么时候我们必须去参加一个比赛或怎么样，没有那种压力，所以的话呢就根据大家这个 club member 的这个 availability， 大家可以讨论，可以来定这个时间。So next one, if it's not to start a Gavel club, but to find a Gavel club, is there a way to do that?
I'm not really sure how you find a Toastmasters Gavel club, because when I went on their Toastmaster website, it didn't really say how to find a Toast. It didn't have like that very convenient searching tool that you have with this link right here.
Yeah, maybe just email, because there's an email listed there. You can email them and find out.
Yeah, you can just email a club, I guess, and find out if they're in Gavel.
一个是 email the club leader， 或者是就 email the person in Toastmaster， they should be able to connect you to a club。 然后特别是现在的话呢，不是所有的 club 都 in-person meeting， 所以的话也不用非得 limit to your local, people, local club. You can search online if they have online meeting, clubs, who meet online, so that way doesn't matter where people are located, you can just join online. 实际上就是COVID 刚开始的时候，我也 joined 一个online 的 Toastmaster club， 我们就 meet online， 所以 we even have people from like Mexico, she's physically located in Mexico, but she joined the club, so still can participate in the club. Yeah.
Well, I guess another way to find a Gavel club is just to Google it. Just Google like Toastmaster Gavel club, or you can just ask your friend or people if there's a Toastmaster Gavel club nearby, because the second method is to go to a club with someone you know. So someone you know might probably be in a Toastmasters Gavel club, so you can just ask them.
Yeah. So Eric, 你的 club 是 Gavel club 还是 regular?
It's a Gavel club.
It's a Gavel club. It's for youth, right? 都是年级。Yeah. Eric 是10年级哈。Eric 你是几年级开始参加的
I'm not really sure.
But a
Think
couple
it was
years ago, right?
maybe fifth, sixth,
Wow, fifth or sixth. Okay.
sixth grade, I think.
啊
Seventh.
，OK，所以这个假如家长有兴趣的话，可以让孩子挺早也可以参加。那5、6年级，像你现在的 club 有没有5、6年级的小朋友
Yeah.
？Yeah，OK，那他们会觉得 stressed 吗 with the older kids？
Not really. Well, like right now it's online, and so it's a bit less stressful
Right,
because you're just presenting a screen, not in front of actual people.
right,
But it's the environment, the general environment of Toastmasters is pretty relaxed, so you don't really feel pressure from like the people
right.
because they're generally supportive of you. Like they won't.
right. 所以，而且它这个好处呢，就是它有一个 procedure，一个固定的 procedure，就是 is predictable。所以呢，就是虽然每一个环节你需要 prepare，也要 think what to say，但是呢，就是整个的 process 是 predictable 的，你就知道说这个环节完了，下一个环节是什么。所以这样的话，就是 younger, older, and mixed together, they're all good, all compatible, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's very effective. Very, it practice formal speech and also practice just casual talking in a table. So the table topic is like, you're going to a party, attend a dinner party, then, the people mention something on the table, then you can join, how you can join the conversation. Yeah, 这个非常实用的一个 practice. Yeah. So, anything else, Eric, you want to mention?
It's not really anything else I want to mention. I think I
Okay.
mentioned most of it in the speech.
Yeah. So, 假如有学生有兴趣start 一个 Gavel Club 的话呢，那我们 Areteem 可以 assist， 可以就是说帮你召集一下其他的学生，这样的话我们可以start 一个比如说 online club， 一个 so we meet in the cloud and we can start to do like once a week, and once everything in place we can adjust the the schedule. Just let us know, see if we can help you start a club. So we got a new question: Toastmaster versus debate club. Which one's better for young people who wants to practice the speech? I personally think Toastmaster is non-competitive, and you practice, prepared speech, you practice 这种就是当时叫 spontaneous response 那种 skill。但是你要是就是说想做那个 speech competition go that direction 的话，那当然你可以去 go to 这种 speech and debate。Speech and debate obviously takes a lot of time, and you need to travel to go to all those competitions, so that's another commitment, time commitment. But if you just want to focus on other important things, of course, 当然就说我们比如说 Areteem 作为 college planning 这个 program 的话，我们是根据每个学生的特点，然后量体裁衣，帮你设计一些项目，然后根据你个人的兴趣，根据你将来想从事的职业和你想学的专业，帮你设计一些活动。那有的学生就是说，比如说想学 political science， 那可能 speech and debate 就是很重要。但是你比如说想学理工科，可能你就是这种 team communication， 然后怎么样能够应付面试，能够 join party， 然后能 connect with people， 建立 network， 就是大部分学生来讲，可能更适合这种比较 relaxed 的 environment 来 practice 你的 speech 和主要是 communication。connect with people 这种 skill 更重要。那当然对于有些学生想做不同的，我们最近有一个学生，他就是将来想学 political science。那 political science 那当然肯定 speech debate， 你one day you may become a president, right? You never know. 所以这样的话，就是你 give a speech in a crowd to a crowd of thousands of people, and you join the debate and things like that. That would be more important. It depends on the student needs.
I want some things that I'm gonna add to the answer is that Toastmaster is the goals of Toastmasters are different than the goals of the debate club because as Kelly said, debate is just like who wins the debate, who says the thing better. But like there's a lot of overlap between Toastmasters and debatees. They both give speeches and they both have like a impromptu speech type of thing. But Toastmasters is like more targeted to like school presentations and like interviews, I guess, because like in Toastmasters, you have like table topics section, which gives you a question and then you have a few seconds and you have to answer. And that's basically like an interview type. And then school presentations, like most of the stuff that I do in school when we have a presentation, I basically just do the same thing I do for my Toastmaster speeches and it gets the same results. And so like Toastmaster and debate are like a bit different, but like I've never been to debate, so I don't really know for sure what debate is.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, I think Eric summarized it really well. It's very for different purpose. 还是就是说is same as the idea what I mentioned for different purpose for 你将来想从事的职业，他就说有的是比较 relaxed 的 practice， 但是也非常的实用。那有的话可能觉得那个 debate 那个去得奖什么那个更重要，对你申请某些专业的话呢，yeah, exactly, it's for different purpose. So Eric, if you want to stop sharing the screen.
Yep.
Okay, good. So yeah. 所以我们刚才就介绍 Eric 现在是10年级，对吧？10年级已经参加了好几年的 speech debate， 同时他也参加其他的很多的活动哈。那假如说有家长对各种活动怎么样设计你孩子的这种课外活动有兴趣得到一些指导的话呢，那欢迎找我们来咨询。我们有一个升学规划的咨询呢，可以预约45分钟的这种免费咨询，就到这个网站 areteam.stanmore.com 可以到上面预约这个时间。那这第一次的这个咨询是我亲自来 offer 给这些家长的，是完全免费的，就是关于这个整个升学规划项目呀，这课外活动设计呀，这个各种选课呀，各种core competency， 我们 call it core competency 的这个 development everything。然后其他的课程的话呢，我们有这个微信号或者是电话或者邮箱，我们的网站都在这儿，信息都在这儿。所以好，那我们今天的这个 webinar 就到这儿，我们稍微节省了10分钟，我们预计是1个小时，我们是50分钟就完成。感谢大家来参加，也非常感谢 Eric 跟我们分享他自己的经验。这样的话这是第一手的这种 experience， 所以对于其他的学生，特别是这个中学生，然后能够参与到这个 communication development 这方面是非常非常有益的。谢谢 Eric， 谢谢大家。
Bye.
Bye now.